Fans Beyond Wrestling, Denver, Colorado, the man, not the place. As we head into this weekend's doubleheader at Fet Music in Providence, Rhode Island, we've got a special presentation, unreleased footage from the Sleeper Cell taping at the WWA4 Wrestling School in Atlanta, Georgia, a three-way match between Uhaa Nation, Moose, and the Dark Mon. Now you see Uhaa Nation in the black trunks trying to bowl over Moose. And one thing that you can say immediately is the size difference between Moose and Uhaa Nation. Of course, Uhaa Nation, one of the most well-chiseled physiques in independent wrestling before he was signed to an NXT contract. But the Moose just towered over him. Of course, got to factor in the Darkmon, a competitor that I am none too familiar with. But he is a graduate of the WWA4 Wrestling School alongside both of his opponents, as Uhaa Nation was now just low-bridged by Moose. Of course, Uhaa Nation and Moose do team from time to time on the independent wrestling circuit, so a bit of a quarrel on the outside, with the Darkmon perhaps planning his next course of attack. That guy stands well over 6 feet tall to be leaping over the top rope with ease to wipe out both of his opponents on the floor. Certainly got to say that I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. But I got to think that, well, the Darkmon lacks the experience that somebody like Uhaa Nation, who has competed all over the world, competing in Japan for Dragon Gate. And Moose, who's had a breakout year for Ring of Honor. So certainly going to be keeping my eye on the Darkmon. He's got his work cut out for him. He's going to be looking to take it to Uhaa Nation. There you see the power on display, as well as the agility, able to avoid contact before connecting with that drop kick, trying to take the Darkmon down. Now Moose sliding back into the ring. Uhaa Nation up and over, avoiding contact and taking Moose down with another drop kick. That's one thing that you're going to say. All these competitors that come out of the WWA4 Wrestling School, whether it's Moose, whether it's Uhaa Nation, whether it's the Darkmon, whether it's going to be the man that Moose is going to be teaming with this Sunday, the Black Baron, or their opponents, worst case scenario, AR Fox, Shinron, Jonathan Gresham, the Hooligans, the list goes on and on. There's an unbelievable amount of agility among all of those competitors. Not only well-conditioned athletes, but so very fast. You don't see too many wrestlers that can match the speed, size, and agility as the competitors that I just named. Certainly a trait that's very unique to the wrestlers coming out of WWA4. Of course, now you want to talk strength. Moose had the strength to slam the Darkmon down, and now looking for that headbutt. But his training partner had it scouted. Unfortunately, Moose telegraphed that, now just having his face driven into the canvas as the Darkmon is targeting the arm of the former NFL player. Oh! Well, you can see Moose is really favoring that arm right now. I mean, the Darkmon just stomped him right on the elbow. The arm is not meant to bend that way. And now you see the official pushing him off. Who knows if Moose is going to be able to compete for the rest of this matchup, if he's going to be able to continue. And even Uhaa Nation showing concern again. They do team from time to time in the South. Tag team known as the Nations. So Uhaa Nation now checking on Moose. And the Darkmon looks like he wants to get right in the middle of it, but the official telling him to back off. Well, the last thing you want to see is anybody get hurt. Seriously, especially, at the hands of somebody that trained with them, which makes me really question what the Darkmon is trying to prove right here. I mean, to be able to make a name for himself along the likes of Uhaa Nation or Moose, you don't blame the guy. Obviously, he wants to make a full-time living out of wrestling, compete worldwide, wrestle for organizations like Dragon Gate or Ring of Honor, or even earn an NXT contract, as Uhaa Nation has. But there's a certain way to go about doing that. You certainly don't want to do that at the expense of the people that you train with. So, certainly seeing a very dark side out of the Darkmon as he continues the onslaught targeting Uhaa Nation. Again, Darkmon standing well over 6 feet tall and just taking it to Uhaa Nation. Trying to keep him trapped in that corner, and now you can tell how much damage he has done to Uhaa Nation. Uhaa was not able to get out of the way of that clothesline in the corner, whipping him from pillar to post once again. And that time, Uhaa gets the elbow up, trying to shake the cobwebs. He gets the boot up as well. And again, the agility on display. I mean, A competitor going well over 250 pounds, to be able to move across the ring like that is something special. Just like that, Uhaa Nation took his eyes off his opponent for 1 second, turned right around into that clothesline. And you still got to wonder what kind of a factor Moose is going to be, favoring his arm on the floor, if he's going to be able to continue this bout as Darkman continues to wear down Uhaa Nation. You hear all the wrestlers trying to rally their support, trying to help Uhaa Nation feed off their energy. Of course, you're going to think, who are they going to have respect for? The competitors that fought a fair fight, or somebody that took a shortcut like the Darkman? Uhaa now trying to rebound off the ropes to build momentum into the waiting arms, right into that backbreaker. Oh, bringing him down hard for that side slam. Shifting the ring with that one. Quite the impact on the mat. And that's not going to do Uhaa Nation any favors. Uhaa Nation really needs to get it together. As you see the official now checking on Moose one more time. And Moose, slowly but surely trying to work his way back into the ring. Darkman now looking for a chokeslam perhaps. He's got him hooked by the throat and the trunks. And instead just sent right into Moose's head. Took him down with that headbutt. It's like getting hit with a football helmet. Out of the way, the clothesline just runs right through him. You can see the arm hanging by Moose's side, doing what he can to protect it. And now just launching Uhaa Nation, a bit of tandem offense. Taking down the Darkman. Moose connects with the headbutt, having to brace his impact, though, so that he did not do more damage to the arm. Darkman's still kicking out. Moose signaling for the end right here. Trying to bring the Darkman up across his shoulders. And Darkman trying to fight off, attacking that weakened arm. Moose right into the waiting arms of Uhaa Nation. Again, every man for himself. I mean, even with the history of these two, obviously, everybody wants to come out on top here today, especially representing WWA 4. And Uhaa Nation, with those trapped German suplexes, was looking to continue the sequence, but Moose was able to fire off a few shots with his elbow. Now the short arm clothesline, Uhaa's out of the way, the Darkman gets taken down. And Uhaa missing with that kick. And slipping through the legs of Moose again. There's that agility that I'm talking about, and taking Moose down with that third German suplex. That's the difference between all three of these competitors, though, is Uhaa Nation is just in another league when it comes to that speed. So much control of his body. You saw the way that he brought himself back up to his feet. And again, staying one step ahead of his opponent. That jumping clothesline taking down the Darkman. Still kicking out. Really great effort so far from all three of these competitors. Definitely going to give Moose credit for how tough he is. Who knows what kind of damage has been done to that arm. Firing off a shot to Uhaa Nation. These two competitors trading strikes. I think I just saw a tooth fly out. Nation caught him under the chin. Looks like Moose is staggered. But instead popped him up, caught him with that knee. Uhaa Nation on spaghetti legs. And Moose taking down that pop-up powerbomb. What a display of strength out of Uhaa Nation. That is why Uhaa Nation is one of the very best competitors in the world. It'll be very exciting to see what he can do in NXT. As you hear all the competitors here, the school may be WWA 4, but representing Beyond Wrestling here today. And Darkman, like a vulture, just trying to sneak in and pick the carcass. It didn't work with Uhaa. And Moose just barely able to get that damaged arm off the mat. One thing is for certain, Darkman has not done himself any favors as far as endearing himself to the other wrestlers here today. Never mind his opponents. He can just throw the entire idea of trying to coordinate tag team offense out the window. He's on his own. And at points, that means that he's going to be fighting a 2-on-1 battle. That tunnel vision, look at that chokeslam. Uhaa Nation with a backflip, landing on his feet and caught him with a pump kick. This guy is unbelievable. But Darkman able to sidestep him. This time taking him down, driving him down with that chokeslam. Nation still kicks out. Now choking his opponent on the mat, trying to bring it back up to a vertical base. This could be a mistake. Looking for another choke slam. Took him down a second time. 1, 2. Still only a 2 count. I wonder if Darkman has gone to the well one too many times. He's going to have to reach deep into his bag of tricks. He's going to want to try and defeat Uhaa Nation here today. And now again, he's going to be concerned about Moose, who's also stirring. Took him down with that discus lariat. Landing right on top of him, unable to get in a position for the pin. And Moose with his fair share of supporters, as I would imagine the former New England Patriot will have this Sunday in Providence, Rhode Island at FET Music. Please visit lookmannofans.com for all of the information. Again, Moose is going to be making his FET Music debut alongside Black Baron against Eli Evans and Ethan Case, the worst case scenario. A tag team that has been tearing it up in the South over the past couple years. Of course, somebody else to keep an eye on is the Darkman. Let's see how he does here today. He's going to be able to finish off Moose or Uhaa Nation. Perhaps the only thing that I can criticize, or maybe that's not even the right word, just an observation, is that the more muscle mass that you are carrying, obviously these athletes are laying it all on the line, but the more fatigued they become. As you can see, this match, about 12 minutes old, it's really starting to slow down. Got to think that something is going to give very soon. As you saw the Darkman, once again, not illegal, but a bit of a shortcut, crotching up Moose on that top turnbuckle. Uhaa Nation trying to regain his bearings, watching on. As you see Darkman, just not strong enough to take over Moose. But Uhaa Nation now with a kick to the side of the head. Moose is slumped over, precariously positioned on that rope. Is Uhaa Nation going to be able to do what the Darkman couldn't? Bringing him up in a position and slamming him down. It's like he didn't break the ring. And Darkman again, like a vulture, but that time he got caught. Unbelievable vertical leap out of Moose with that standing drop kick. Caught again with the enziguri. And once again, all three of these competitors are floored. The referee's going to issue the count right here. Let's see who's going to be the first to get to their feet before the 10 count.
4, 5, 6.
Darkman up first, but having to use the ropes to assist himself. Uhaa Nation up next. And Moose trying to get up on his own volition. That was a blatant low blow. The referee's going to allow that? Well, what's good for the goose is good for the moose. Moose perhaps wearing his protective cup from his NFL days. Oh my God, what a slam! And again with the enziguri. And now you see the standing moonsault to both competitors. And the Uhaa combination onto the Darkman. The leg is hooked. And Uhaa Nation is victorious here today at WWA 4. Once again, fans, hoping that you will join us this Sunday in Providence, Rhode Island for Beyond Wrestling at FET Music. Moose makes his FET Music debut.